Hi, Bullet. I love you. So a friend of mine is in town, unfortunately, for the funeral, but is from Atlanta, moved to New York, so got to taste of New York food, all the beautiful things in New York, then moved back down to Atlanta. Hanging out with them, she asked if I could bring rainbow cookies. I'm curious, do you guys know what rainbow cookies are? Do you guys have them in your area? Leave a comment down below. I'm super curious.
It's so beautiful, baby, but not as beautiful as you.
Barbershop.
Hey, how are you? I have a cool question for you guys. I saw on Instagram, a couple of people were posting about how you guys totally just updated your shop Christmas-wise and everything.
Yeah.
It looks beautiful. So I have a YouTube channel that has about 100,000 subscribers. I'm looking to film like a Christmas. I'm a musician, like a little Christmas special of a couple songs. I was curious, like, if you guys would be interested in potentially filming, maybe off hours for you guys, some stuff down in your shop.
If you want, can you give me a call tomorrow? I'm just wrapping up some stuff now in a job.
Sure, absolutely.
And we're like closing in a minute also, so I just have a few things. Yeah. Can you call tomorrow?
Absolutely. Would you guys, by any chance, like, be able to send some photos? I just want to see a little bit more of the store.
I mean, I can't do that right now. But
Alright, no worries.
Come to the store or look on Instagram.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Just a little backstory on that conversation that you saw right there. I was just listening to the Colorado track, as you guys saw, and I was like, yeah, let me see what other Jacob Restituto stuff I have out there. So I went to Apple Music and started listening to my music. But before I did, I saw that the top track is now the acoustic version of It's Christmas, Please Come Home. And I'm like, oh, wow, that's really interesting. That means that people are listening to that song and it's boosting it to the top, which is really just interesting to see. I was like, that's actually really cool. So I've been thinking the past couple of days, and this kind of confirmed it, I want to do some sort of like Jacob Restituto Christmas special. I have a whole, or something like that. Like, I have a whole bunch of songs that I've written for Christmas every single year, and I'm gonna write one or two this year. Definitely one by myself, maybe one with me and Brad. And I want to do like some cool Christmas performance. Whether I do it individually or do them live, probably not live. It's so much work. But regardless, but like, I think that'd be really cool. So then I was like, okay, like, where's a cool, like, Christmassy vibe place that I could do it? Now, the reason I was kind of thinking about this, like, I was literally thinking about this yesterday, because I saw this beautiful, like, Christmas decorated restaurant. I'm like, this is so cool. Like, maybe I could reach out to them and, you know, maybe film in their restaurant, like, off hours. Or and they posted this, like, really beautiful gallery, like, flower shop that they really nicely decorated. So it's like, after I saw that was at the top of the list, I was like, you know what? This really confirms what I was thinking already. I'm gonna reach out to that flower shop, you know, just get started on the process, because Christmas is coming up. I call them and I explain. I mean, what you heard is me explaining the situation, and I don't know, part of me is a little butthurt by how they handled that, and I really just want to check myself and make sure it's not my pride, like, oh, you guys should have jumped on the opportunity. That's not really what I want, but I can't, kind of, part of me, it's like that whole, like, thing I always talk about on the channel, where it's like when you go to a restaurant and there's like really, really, really slow service, and they just keep apologizing for the slow service, and it's like, well, like, as a business owner, you kind of want to go the extra mile and be like, hey, like, I'm so sorry for the slow service, here's a free drink. You know, like, if you're at a restaurant and, like, it takes forever, like, you know, maybe you take off an appetizer, like, you know, I don't know, business owner stuff. Like, you always go the extra mile for the customer because it makes an impression. And part of me is like, with the fact that they were like, yeah, sorry, we don't have time for this right now, like, just either call back tomorrow or check on our Instagram. Part of me is like, I kind of want to find another place that I would be like, yeah, we'd love to, because they would obviously, I would promote them. And part of me is like, I want to find a place that'd be like, oh my gosh, thank you so much for choosing us. Like, that, like, not that I need that, but I want to find a place that's like hungry for like the work, that wants to like get in it. Not a place that's like, yeah, sorry, call back tomorrow, we can figure it out if you want to talk. Like, I don't know. A part of me is like, I really want to check myself, make sure that I'm not like prideful, like, oh, you should have like answered. I'm like, no, that's not what I want to do at all. But part of me is also like, well, as a business owner, you just left a really bad taste in my mouth. Now look, the alternative, and I completely recognize this, like, everybody has bad days, and I completely recognize that. And like, as a business owner, like, I sometimes have bad days, and I'm sure I leave bad tastes in people's mouth, or, you know, I might not give the best impression on things, first impressions sometimes, and like, so part of me is like, should I just give them the benefit of the doubt? But part of me is kind of embarrassed, because like, she was like, you know, saying, hey, just call back tomorrow, and I was like, hey, do you think you can send photos? And she's like, yeah, just call back tomorrow. I'm like, now I'm like embarrassed, like, well, was I too pushy? Like, so it just left a weird taste in my mouth. I don't know what I want to do. I want to make sure, I never ever want to, you know, let my pride get in the way of anything. But I also, like, don't know if I really want to work with them, and I guess gotta check myself as to the reasons why, if that makes sense. Regardless, whether it's with them or somebody else, I really want to get working on this Christmas, like, spectacular.
Kicked off your shoes, put your feet in the dash as we drove the interstate. Just you and me, we got no plans, no rush, no being late. Past a million trees, the rolling hills, the mountains with the snow. But after all I've seen and where I've been, there's one thing that I know. Yeah, after all I've seen and where I've been, there's one thing that I know. Colorado's beautiful.